Named enhanced interior gateway routing protocol. Named mode. In traditional mode, we used to use number to identify the router within an autonomous system. The routers that has got same number, they are called as same autonomous. We can also use a name, but that name won't be replacing the autonomous system number. The name is like a process ID, like what we see in OSPF. Cisco recommends that you have a basic knowledge of IP routing and you find you know that. So this named EIGRP is not supported in all versions of Cisco operating system. You need to have at least 15 plus iOS version 15 and above. So whichever the hardware that accommodates 15 and later version of iOS will support both traditional and named. Right, background information. A traditional way to configure EIGRP requires various parameters to configure under the interface and the EIGRP configuration mode. In order to configure EIGRP IPv4 and IPv6, it requires to configure a separate instance. True. See, this is talking about the traditional EIGRP. EIGRP for IPv4, EIGRP for IPv6. They cannot be in same configuration. Means it cannot be under same router mode. We need to have a separate command. Let me show you that. So here in this router 1, we already have EIGRP, and this is how we configure. Show
Okay.
RAM section router EIGRP. We have configured like this: EIGRP 100 network. This is traditional way. And if I want to enable IPv6 EIGRP, what I need to do is IPv6 router EIGRP 100 IPv6 test routing. Okay, and then what I'm trying to say is there are two separate configurations need to be done, one for IPv4, another for IPv6. Whereas in the newer version, let me remove this. In the newer version, let's see how to do it. You see, I removed EIGRP completely. I'm asking to show, it won't show anything because I removed. If you type this command show IP protocol, then also you should not see anything. But remember, R2 is already running EIGRP with a traditional method. On R1, I'm going to configure the named method. Is that okay? Yes, it is okay. You can have one side named method and another side traditional method. Nothing wrong. They will form neighbor. That is also we are going to see now. Not only we see the configuration difference, we also see that they are compatible. Router EIGRP, I'm going to give a name, advanced. Now this is going to say address family, IPv4 unicast autonomous system. Whatever the autonomous system that you have on R2, you should match here. 100. And then you need to say network. Whatever the network that we have here. What network we had? 10. Network. Now you will see neighbor coming up. Why the neighbor? Ah, this is one more thing. You need to bring it up by typing no shutdown. Fine. Why it is not coming? Let me check. Okay, one more thing is for IPv6 you no need to have another EIGRP under the same EIGRP. You need to just simply add IPv6 here. And you need to advertise the networks of IPv6 under this. We don't have any IPv6 now. Let me show you. Show IPv6. Sorry, show run section router EIGRP. You'll see both IPv6 and IPv4 under the same EIGRP called advanced. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the neighbor between R2 and R3. Say R1 and R2. Maybe R2 is enabled with authentication. Let me check. Show run. See, it is receiving a peer information but terminated due to the authentication only. I remember that. No authentication. It should be there under the interface. Interface. Show run interface G3/0. Here we go. Let us remove this thing. Okay. As soon as I remove the adjacency has come, now what do you understand from here? Even though router 1 is running the newer version, it can still form neighbor with the older version. Compatibility. Show IP IGP neighbor. You see the neighbor is there. The neighbor is the autonomous system number is 100. Under the ID, virtual router ID, means process ID, ADV. Show IP protocol. If you see here, it's similar output when I type show IP protocol. EIGRP 100, the only difference is it says it is used under the virtual router called ADV 100. All other things are same. Summarization is disabled. This for so. Now let us go back to the document which we were reading. Let me zoom it for you. Maybe this may not be that easy readable. So the traditional way to configure EIGRP requires various parameters to configure under the interface and the EIGRP configuration mode. In order to configure EIGRP IP version 4 and 6, it requires to change separate EIGRP instance. In traditional way, the traditional EIGRP does not support virtual routing, which we saw here, VR.
So now VR is supported.
VR means virtual routing. I mean, that is nothing but process ID.
Okay.
So traditional EIGRP does not support VR and VRF in IPv6. The named mode supports it, and we have seen that. So everything is configured under the single place where the named mode. See, the version that we are running is 15 plus. So you can very well have EIGRP named mode. Let me show you the version. Show version 15.0.1 Advanced IP Service Pack. So here they are using the word test. I use the word advance, and then I did this configuration. Instead of 1, I used 100. So it is called virtual instant name, VR. All right. So now, how to do that redistribution thing, all the stuff we will do in another class, because in one class